all that stuff, so.
Tony had some concerns with
Yeah,
safety
can we
around
wait
this.
for him to come down to address them? Please.
Yeah, we can, but, yeah. Okay. All right, we'll table that, until, Tony comes down here, he can explain, let us know under, maybe under public safety. Okay, well, then we'll move on. I really have nothing else. I know the guys were out today. They were working on getting more of the sidewalks swept, trying to get all the stones and everything picked up. I don't know when, do you have any idea when Rodney's gonna run the street sweeper to try to get them off the street?
No, I do not.
Okay.
A little bit already.
They
They've
did
done
do
them-
some, but he
Right. They haven't got them all, so they're gonna be working on getting cleaned up from the winter time, and doing stuff like that. So let's move on then. The Bath Development Authority, do we have anybody on Zoom?
No,
Okay, so we don't have them on Zoom. Their next meeting looks like, can't be the 7th. It's gotta be the 7th of April. 'Cause
oh,
it's-
it says.
yeah, at 4:30, and they're doing it via Zoom. Parks and Recs, they sent a little thing,
There's a
said
letter
nothing's
from Melissa.
do it.
There's a letter from Melissa.
Yeah, just that there's nothing really going on. So, yeah, it's one of them things that's kind of a slow situation. Planning Commission, anybody on council, have anything that, they would bring up for the Planning Commission? Okay. Rails and Trails, is Pete there?
Yes,
All right,
I am here,
all right.
and in some cases, I have an update from the update I sent you yesterday. Everything happens before the meetings. Okay, on Rail Trail, we did get approval for the no-cost extension for the EPA grant. That was a no-brainer, and it worked out quite well. Rebecca and I are working on the next funding request for the county's hotel motel tax input to the thing. We're trying to coordinate getting the right amount of money so that we can have you sign the contract mod with Lydia and the LRS to do the work for phase parcel 1A when that gets started. And basically today I was talking with Mark Schooler down in Charleston. And I think we are seeing movement on DOH doing the preps to contract for the trail itself. What that is in advance of getting into the contracts admin, you will all remember the funding agreement we had to do for Streetscape. They are now working on that funding agreement with the county for the actual trail that will include the county share and the DOH stuff. And I'm trying to get a hold of the drawings to check that they've actually updated the remediation to match what we actually did. So I think that's on the way. Whenever you hear about funding agreements, you know something's moving in Charleston. We're gonna have a task force meet next week, the 24th on a Wednesday. I put out a draft agenda to see if everybody's in line with what the topics are, and I think they're real topics. So we'll see how that comes out. There'll be some more information and a read ahead for that meeting next week. Any other questions on rail trail?
Any questions?
No. Good. Streetscape. I'm going to postpone the meeting that would have been scheduled for this week on Thursday to next Thursday, mostly because I won't be here on this Thursday. We're also going to we're going to run that with an actual meeting in the town conference room, and if we do a Zoom, we'll do it from there. And I plan to be downtown in the conference room. As you probably noticed, the lights got installed last week and turned on. I think that's good. I'm not sure they got the power receptacles in the planters, but we'll see. The other reason I had the call with Mark today was to find out what on earth they're going to do to answer the town's questions about funding the fix to the 4 planters. And the good news is they seem to have come up with sort of a decision. I'll probably hear about it tomorrow. It seems like it involves some sharing between the contractor and the money DOH has already. That's one of the things that Susan put in her email. We accepted that we needed to do the work. What Susan said was, but it has to be within the funding DOH already holds for the whole project. And I've held up with that, and I think it's going to work out that way. So I may hear something tomorrow, and I'll certainly let you know as soon as I know. I've also sent a note today to MCI, the contractor, to find out when are they coming back to town. They've got work to do. And I don't have an answer for that yet, but also I'll share that when I get it. That said, any other questions?
Any questions for Pete on streetscapes?
No,
Okay.
All right, thank you all.
Sounds good. Thank you, Pete. Thank you. Okay.
As I understand, funding for the repair of these planters has to be found from within
Right,
the funding we
from-
already
Of
have.
the DOH fund, yes,
Okay.
yes. We're not paying for it because I won't sign anything like that.
Okay.
That was the fault of their engineer or whoever, so. Okay, Train Depot, no, there was some back and
We
forth.
did get something, but I didn't get a chance to really look at it. Did you get a chance to look at it? So there is, some more back and forth. I'll look at it this evening or in the
Okay.
morning and see if there's something we need to do, we need to sign.
Okay.
If there's more, of this. We're getting more and more
Right,
information and documents, and there's movement. And that's
Right.
the way
I
bureaucrats
know they
do. You get more
changed-
paper,
change the dates and also hopefully.
Yes.
Okay, then let's do the Landmarks Commission. We do have a meeting with Landmarks Commission on the 23rd at 5:30 in the evening. We're gonna hold it down at the Ice House. So anyway, council knows about that, so we'll move from there. Clerks and re-
What is an open meeting, I think?
yeah, it's an open meeting, yes. Clerks and reporters, Madam Clerk, do you have? Madam Reporter.
Well, yes, I do. And what this is that I'm gonna present this evening, has to do with, the budget that we've been working on the past few weeks. And we have gotten the budget prepared and want to be able to send it into the state auditor's office. In order to do that, this is something that we have to vote on. And it's kind of it's going to the auditor's office for official approval, but we have to approve the work that we've done to get there. And so I make a motion that we submit our budget to the state auditor's office as presented.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to give our state auditors or state, what is it?
The state auditor's office.
State auditor's office, our budget for 2021 and 2022 submitted. Do I have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, they can go up there and get approved. Okey dokey.
Well, we just did that. but
Yep, well, it's gotta go to them for approval.
I signed it, so it's
Good
ready.
deal. All right, our next is finance. John, you're up.
Okay, make a motion to pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $14,938.34.
Second?
We have a motion and a second on the floor to pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $14,938.34. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Okay, motion to pay the Berkeley Springs water bills in the amount of $17,090.54.
I have a motion and a second on the floor to pay the Berkeley Springs waterwork bills in the amount of $17,090.54. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to pay the North Berkeley Rails to Trails bills, $1,469.
Okay, we have a motion to pay the rail and trail bills in the amount of $1,469 even. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Motion to pay the Greenway Cemetery bills in the amount of $86.
Have a motion and second on the floor to pay the Greenway Cemetery bills in the amount of $86. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Finances done. Okay. Tree board.
Yeah, I talked to, it's been a little while now since I talked to Andy, but I talked to him in February and that we didn't meet as there for the winter months. He did say we would start meeting again in March, but I haven't heard the date yet.
Okay.
So I'll look forward to talking to him.
All right. All right, then how about grants? We have anything going on for grants?
Nothing with grants.
Okay. All right, public safety.
Tony, they have, the first thing on the agenda was the farmer's market, and I asked them to wait till you got down here, because you had.
Okay, we'll let Tony discuss here, about the farmer's market. We're back to, they sent us this letter, and Tony had a few things that he wanted to talk to us about. So, Tony, you have the floor.
As far as the farmer market goes, I'm not, by no means am I against farmer's market, but we have the same people every year come in complaining about the parking, the roads being shut down. We tell them the same thing, it's pretty much out of our control, it's been approved, blah, 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 blah. So I called the Public Safety Committee. What I'm gonna do if they got really any issues that they're not satisfied with my answer, I'm gonna refer them to you guys. My only concern is, all right, we're moving to 8:30 now, to start setup. How's that gonna affect the Catholic Church with that gravel parking? Is anybody-
That's been worked out.
Okay.
They split
Well,
it and.
And another thing I talked to them last year about when I took over as chief, I went down, which I didn't see anybody else copy on it. They need to be sending out letters to not only the county fire and EMS, but Washington County, Frederick County, because those guys come in from mutual aid. They need, probably ought to send one to dispatch too, to let them know that, hey, Fairfax is shut down, if somebody's coming in, let's say Hancock or Clear Spring has to run out into the county and they're coming back in, I don't, only remember
One way.
one way.
Yeah.
Even though there's 3 different ways you can go now. But I think we definitely need to send those out, let other agencies
Do
know.
they need to block off both sides of that
Well,
Fairfax?
as we discussed, like Ray brought up, if they don't, then you're gonna have somebody doesn't know wants to go up to the north side of Fairfax Street, go up like. It's a catch-22. I mean, leave it open and take that chance. Hopefully McGuire will be working till Sunday, so he can sit down there and catch that, but there's no guarantee on that. So that's a catch-22. They keep it blocked, and they say for like the fire company, when they come out, they'll move the cones and stuff. They have enough warning for the house siren going off. But my biggest issue is letting people that complain, they don't, not much we can do. So I'm gonna refer them to you guys. Maybe you can give them, maybe they'll listen to you, like your answer's better. But my concern is.
Yeah, they're not like my answer.
It's the same people complaining every year.
They're local people that can run right here.
Now, the whole issue comes down to the fact that they don't want that lane blocked. I was talking to, I had several talks last year, not just Flip Councilman, several talks that they don't think that the farmer's market should be in the center of town, that they should find another place to go. And that's not gonna happen. That's brought a lot of business into this community, because not only do people stop there, I've seen them go down, go into Terry's, I've seen them go down and go into other areas, other stores. When that thing's going full war without the corona and stuff like that, I mean, you know, there's people coming and they're spending the day here at our stores. They're going to, you know, get a cup of coffee from somewhere. They may start at Roy's in the morning and get breakfast. So,
Well, and then sometimes, you know, when we have the depot lot ready and all that stuff going, that may be an
right,
alternative.
and we talked about that years ago, but until we get it remediated back to where we can have people on that all the time to recreational standards, we can't put anybody on there like that. You can't, especially, you know, what you're doing down there with homegrown food and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing for our community.
Oh, it definitely is. I, you know, want to make sure we can head off
Right. I
any
mean, I'll hear the
safe
same.
scrapes, whatever, people not knowing. That's why I suggest
Right.
somebody reach out and say, hey,
I mean, we,
local agencies, area agencies, and 911, and 911 can let give everybody a heads up that they're coming in
right,
to, you know, do an alternate route or have something planned out for them already.
right.
Other than parking, has anybody thought about moving it to this side of Fairfax?
I don't think that's been discussed.
Yeah, and it's,
You know,
And
that-
then parking,
yeah, but they're gonna have to go to the state so that they can.
And the old 33 burnt down before construction started. The first thing I thought was what happened in Winchester on Loudon Street Mall. Could not, it was cost prohibitive
Right,
for the back half of the old Washington Motel. And it turned into an amphitheater, and that's where they put their farmers market. And I was like, oh, that would be good and low cost to develop. And
I think it's good, you know, I mean, if they wanna determine down the line that they wanna move over into the state park and have, do that side, I would let them do that. But like I said, you know, people gotta understand, I mean, it brings business to this community. It's probably what, 6 hours, 7 hours during the day on Sunday that there may be a few, you know, inconvenience where you have to go a different route instead of coming into town from straight down the square off of Fairfax. You know, maybe in the future, the depot property, once things get settled down there, you know, we may be able to do something there, but right now, I think that's gonna probably be the best bet. We'll just have to work, everybody's gonna have to work together, and we'll just have to, you know, be as safe and diligent. I think the chief's brought up a very valid point. We need to let our emergency services know and 911, so I think we need to shoot them a letter, and just, or not, or shoot to them and let them handle this, so.
Is this something that,
I think we already addressed that. If you look at the letter, they have the people that they sent it to at the top.
okay,
Yeah,
but the chief is saying surrounding EMS.
Right.
you
yeah.
might be coming here to help.
Washington County needs to know so that they can tell their responding units,
Burger County.
hey, you know, they've got a farmer's market in the center of town, you find alternate, you know, if you gotta get to the fire station or, you know,
Or somebody can move,
We should-
Right.
move the
Should we get a
Right.
orange cone so they can go up.
and they could always go northbound if they had to. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not a big deal. It's fire emergency EMS, so,
Should Molly Fairley do this as the president of, or
Alright.
should we forward this letter on to? is
I
it-
think it should be the farmer's
I
market
think the farmer's
responsibility, because I talked to them last year. I've done it for parking.
Yeah, I think we need to-
Something that-
let the farmer's market know they need to contact, other agencies, get with, you know, if they have to get with, you know, company one down here and, find out who they need to contact, who's in the mutual aid, area, and I think they need to send letters out just saying, hey, from this time on Sunday morning to this time, Sunday afternoon, the farmer's market or square, entrance to the fire station is closed, and,
Well, okay, I know Molly, and so I'll get in touch with her and ask her to do this, and if she has any questions, could
I
she
mean,
call 911?
Realistically, all she gotta do is get the addresses in front of it.
Right.
Because it has the lanes and stuff.
But she can find out exactly the addresses and who she needs to contact if she talks to 911. They'll have the mutual aid.
right, they should have
And
mutual aid in
then
there.
so they will give her, okay, I'll get in touch with her, because I know her, you know, so
All
We
right,
also talked about, the vendors at the farmer's market, getting business license.
I thought they
I
did.
thought they did, I thought
They
that was
always
the deal.
did.
Okay.
They always did before.
Yeah, I don't know, if they haven't, then we need to let them also know that all their vendors need to have. the
Town of Bath business.
Yeah,
license.
and the appropriate, if they're selling food, they probably need, I would imagine, a food handler's card from the health
Let me tell
department.
you, the health department is all over.
So,
I know this lady,
know,
and
but-
with COVID and everything, that's why they have to have
all
all the
the
extra
roads and all that
stuff
stuff,
that
so,
they have.
yeah, so let's make sure that they know that any vendor that comes in needs to come up here and get a business license.
They generally collect all of them and bring them in at one time.
Okay. Okay,
Thanks, Shirley.
good.
Pretty tight, really,
Right.
on that kind of stuff.
Anything else, chief?
No, we're just waiting on the 2012 to come back from the garage. Then, I received, grant money from the Governor's Highway Safety Committee, like we did years past, for red light, stop signs, distracted driving, seatbelts, speed, DUI enforcement, stuff like that. Was down for the new year. I got a good chunk of change, actually. Unfortunately, I'm the only one not to work it, since Officer Ray's not certified, and part-timers can't work it. It's kind of blows, but,
Well, tell, okay, from the governor's what,
highway safety.
highway
program.
safety. Okay, and this is for signs, signals, all that.
Just
stuff,
for
policing.
enforcement, yeah,
Yeah.
just different enforcement. Town would pay me overtime rate, I submit paperwork, we get reimbursed.
Okay,
Um, So what, they're gonna get us some extra equipment too. Other than that, we're still waiting on stuff for the truck, so we can get that taken care of. Waiting on, Steve's auto body, you know, we're on to fix the Explorer, the gear that I crushed. Hopefully the next couple months, next month, both of the vehicles will be taken care of, up and running. Hopefully, we'll figure out what to do with the tan, if we're gonna donate it to another agency. Gonna need a little bit of work, and not really too significant, I don't think, or just have someone like Jay Lawyer also, so we're gonna get for it. That's
Is
about it.
there a chance we could use any of that grant money you were just talking about to get one of those electronic signs that go by the side of the road to say what the speed limit is?
No
On
matter-
522, we talked about doing that this year, but it never got purchased out of,
There
whatever
are
budget.
some things that I can apply for, equipment, and I have to check to see if that might be on there. But I'll have to be able to justify it, whatnot, and they have to get it approved by NHTSA. So I'm not sure, but I can check on that, but right now, the money that they give me cannot be used for that, it's strictly for those enforcement. But I can check into other equipment and stuff.
those signs are really quite salty.
They are,
Okay.
yeah, the batteries are even salty, I think they're saltier than what the signs are.
Good, what's been on, you know.
All right, thank you, chief.
Sir.
All right, let's move on down to cemetery.
two things. I met with Dick Gay today, and he did say we could go ahead and do the modifications of the bylaws for the corporation. So I will get that done and then show it to the cemetery committee. And then Dick Gay himself would like to review the proposed changes. The second thing related to that is that he said we should proceed with the concerns that we have about the Perpetual Care Trust Fund. So we're gonna do some more, he and I are gonna do some more work about seeing how we can have access to that money so that we can deal with some major issues in the cemetery. He did make it clear that the judge is not gonna grant money out of that Perpetual Care Trust Fund for routine maintenance, that it would have to be for something like repairing the mausoleums, resetting headstones throughout the cemetery that have fallen over, repairing walls and things like that. So we're gonna continue working on that. And the last thing is that, I am going to send a letter of agreement to Percy Renovations this week, to do the cemetery again this year at $25 an hour for 60 hours a week, beginning mid-April to Labor Day. That's all I have.
Okay. All right, any questions for Beth? All right, we shall move on. Public Works.
We're keeping the winter equipment still ready, because I don't trust it just yet. And they're starting to get the mowing stuff ready for once we get there. So right now, we're in limbo. But that's pretty much it. It's been slow. We're good.
All right, just let them know that if they got extra time and it's halfway decent day to be cleaning the side of the streets,
Yep.
sidewalks, whatever they can do to beautify. I'd like to see this done by mid-April. All right, ordinance.
Okay, now, the police committee, has an ordinance that they would like, and actually it's an amendment to an ordinance. I think you have it in your pack. I typed it up here. It's a special ordinance 21-03-01, and it's amending Town of Bath, chapter 78, section 168. Right and left parallel parking and angle parking. You have it in front of you. It's short, I'll read it. No vehicle can be stopped or parked on a road or street with the vehicle facing in a direction other than the direction of travel on any road or street. This includes both one-way and two-way streets. The right tires need to be within 18 inches and parallel to the right curb or roadside. As per West Virginia Code, violations will be considered a misdemeanor, and upon conviction, fines will be levied as follows. Now, before I do the fines, are you still good with
These came from the state. I just watered them down and used them. But in looking back at what we have in our ordinance, for improper parking, it's $10.
Mhm.
So why don't we just change those to fit this?
Okay,
Make
so,
it $10, but then the state had a graded process. If you continue to park in the wrong direction on the same street
okay,
within a year, then they had another thing to go to.
$50.
So what I did when I went back and looked at what you just gave me was, what did I do? Hold on. I did, let me read. Did 10, 50, and then 100.
And then first offense, $10. Second offense, and that is within 1 year of the initial offense, $50. And third offense, within 1 year of the initial offense, would be $100. Now, as far as, I think this is fine. There is one thing that I might suggest that we change, and we can do that at this time between the first and second readings, and that is in the first paragraph, the last line. The right tires need to be is what it says. I would suggest that we not use the subjective word need. It could give us trouble in court, but I would suggest must. If it's a must, it's a must, and is that, I can change that for the second reading, okay. Otherwise, with the changes then to I can make the changes to the fines, and I make a motion that we accept for first reading with these changes, special ordinance 2021-03-01.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. We have a, motion and a second for special ordinance 2021-03-01 as read by, town recorder. And so I will ask the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. That's first reading as of today's date.
The other thing I've worked on and been working on and trying to share everything that I've gotten is our work on the building codes. I've been talking with the, fire marshal's office, and, I believe I've gotten everything out to you all that I've gathered. There are different routes to take. I tried today to call Hedgesville again to make sure that I understood what they did. And I also had a call into, Stephanie Almond, who is the, county administrator in her, last position with Berkeley County. She was the code enforcement officer, or actually put together that office. I want to ask her about this. Hedgesville has told me that they work with their county. I would suggest we, also, on the county's website, the, unsafe structure agencies that they have, like we have, they have the minutes to their meetings. You just go to, Morgan County Commission, look at their boards, get their boards, and then you can see minutes of their meeting, and you can kind of see how they've moved along and done business. That might be helpful, to us. I don't know when their next meeting is.
Do they have an identified building inspector, or whatever you're calling that position?
I believe that they do. They have an engineer on their committee. They have, an at-large member, and, they have, the county commissioner, and then ex officio like we do, I believe, the fire department and, health department are ex officio members. I think it's set up like our agency. So
But they
this
have
is where
nobody
they
to
go.
enforce it at this point?
That's what they, I don't know if they have a county, engineer or inspector. That's why I've got to call them to Stephanie to see, okay, how's this thing working? And, maybe we can.
As far as I knew, and this goes back a long while, they did not have one.
I don't think that they do.
Vince?
No, know several people who've done jobs and they've never had an inspector at all, even in the middle of, in the middle of it. So.
Well, if both of us need
Fire
to
marshal.
have that position or whatever part-time, would it be an advisable thing to work with commissioners and not even split a person?
Yeah, and that's why I want to get with Stephanie, because she was the main person in Berkeley County while she was there being set up. So, I've got tentacles out to try to gather as much information as possible. And I know that we were trying to set up a meeting with the agency, and Randy Watson had brought
Right.
back. And what day, was there a day chosen yet?
No, I
it has,
Was it 29th
It,
or
29th or 31st is
Yeah.
the date.
31st? Rose, did you say a day that was better for you, or, I'm trying to think of, because I think Randy said either day was.
either 29th or 31st, he said was fine.
Did you have a problem with one of those days?
I thought I answered you, but I don't remember what day
I
it
don't
was.
remember. Well,
We'll
we'll
get,
just have
we'll
it.
get it together
Okay.
and I'll have,
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I meant to look before I left the house and I
Okay.
forgot.
we'll get it out there, we'll get it
Oh,
date,
right.
and it's good for everyone. Can you put out either 29th or 31st since Randy got back?
Yeah, and I have Rose's email too. I believe it was that she needed out to full.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I
then
can try.
just whichever day comes out, let's go ahead and set it up and get it on the board so that we can get a Zoom meeting and everything together.
they're open, anybody can come and, ask for the ordinance committee, feel free to.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea for the ordinance committee to especially attend because this is gonna be
I will be in Kansas
Yay.
for a month.
good for you.
Can we do it?
Good for you.
More
All right,
important things to do.
we'll move along then. Are you finished?
Yes, I am, yes.
Okay.
yes.
Waterworks.
You know how many we got?
27.
We're up to 27.
I knew
Yeah.
we were close, so
Yeah.
I don't know, what was it 43?
They keep moving
42?
along
Like-
between,
four of them in orange.
Bill Clark and the Region, not people with Region 9, and Steve Buchanan at Thrasher, and Ron,
Right.
Ron Janini. They've just keep hacking away at it. So, so we're making progress.
Well, you're
So
almost to your goal there. What is
Well, it's
your
about-
rough bid?
yeah,
That's all of them, right?
well, yeah, all of them. we keep going back and forth. All of them is about 46. So, so we're
More than half.
more than half. So we're a lot further than we were about a
Yes.
month ago. So, so it's good. So, they're continuing to meet weekly by conference line and things. So they've really been coordinating well together. And the only other thing I have is that our next meeting will be Monday, April 5th at 4:30. So,
Right. All right, comes the time in the meeting that I ask, is there anything else that needs to come before this council or anything that any council member needs to bring up? If not, we'll entertain.
Did you?
I actually have something.
Okay, all right.
Sharon and I talked this afternoon again. We would like to propose Make It Shine for May 9th or 8th, which is a Saturday, with the rain of May 15th. We are gonna, I have not heard back from the 4-H Club about the cemetery yet, but I will continue to work on that. But we would like to do it for the town, and I have a contact from Sharon that I will work with her to try to also organize the Make It Shine for the town. So I just wanted to make the council aware of that, because that is a change in the date that we had thrown around this morning at Finance Committee. So May 9th is the primary date. If it rains, we'll do it the following Saturday, the May 15th.
You mean the
You
8th?
mean the 8th Saturday?
And the 15th?
Yes, oh, excuse me, I don't know why I keep doing that, but yes, it's always on a Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Thank you, Beth, for taking charge of that.
It's a worthwhile project.
It is, it very much is.
It's, I guess, goes kind of in line, I just thought about it, we want to get a lift on a few of the businesses, try to batch together and want to know, do we need a permit to get on the walkway, there would be a genie lift or something, because, you know, we gotta
Yeah,
get
there's
closer
a-
to the sidewalk.
Special thing that you gotta do,
Yeah.
and I'll have, you got some type of wood down and a
Okay.
tarp or something to protect it.
But we got several sheets of Advantech 3/4
That
inch.
should be fine.
Okay.
It just,
um,
you know,
We'll schedule.
to
for
keep off
mid-
any oil or anything, you'll have to, just, I guess, let us know what you're actually doing with,
Okay.
you know,
Carries, like cleaning the windows up inside, the corner building.
like you all did last
we're
year,
gonna
basically.
Pressure wash it, but
Okay.
Tuesday seems to be the slowest day
Yeah, that's
downtown,
the
because
days.
all the restaurants are closed and stuff.
Right.
We were
Yeah, you'll just have to schedule it, make sure that people aren't walking up that sidewalk.
Well,
You have to
If
wait
we
it.
could get like a barricade
Yeah.
on the, just for the one day out there
Yeah.
on the corners,
Yeah.
we'll do that there.
Um,
On the Mount
yeah.
Laurel building.
Yeah, just inform us of what day you picked and we'll, make sure that, you know, we know so that nobody comes down and says you can't do this or whatever. So
Sweet.
you can kind of give us some parameters, so, okay?
Sounds great.
Okay, as for that, do we,
Motion to adjourn.
all right, we're in adjournment.
Oh, Lord.
Pretty good, isn't it? After the last special meeting we had.
That's because Vince